Hello again, everyone. Sandi here. All right. So this November has just gone by in an absolute blur. I have not been able to catch up with myself at all. I feel. Well, first of all, I'm filming this a little bit late. It is now the 6th of December, the Finnish Independence Day. So I'm off from work and having a nice quiet day in. This is actually the first time that I'm home alone for quite a while as well, because both I and my partner have been ill. Well, I was ill most of November. I had 2 more colds. It's been really annoying, to be honest. I haven't been able to film. I haven't been able to work. I haven't been able to do much at all that requires physical activity. But yeah, I am hopefully finally on the other side of things. Still a little bit chesty, a little bit coughy, but we'll get there eventually. So yes, memories are not going to be very exciting this month, I believe. It's because I've mainly been lying at home. But I have played a lot of games, video games. So I thought at least I could, acknowledge what I have been doing. I bought and played Gris. I think you pronounce it Gris. It's a French game, a French indie developed game. Very beautiful watercolor art where you basically the storyline is that you are healing from depression. It's like you're playing like your inner self, exploring your inner landscape through depression, and it's like a puzzle-based game where you run around in this fabulous world, and each stage that you finish brings back a new color into that world. So you start out with a completely grayscale world, and for each task or for each like level that you finish, you bring back a new color. So the world gets more and more colorful, and then as you progress, it like takes you through all of these really emotional kind of turns. And I really loved that game. It was short but sweet, and you can definitely play it again, because there's also certain things that you can like find, like finding all of the different like hidden like little glowy orbs, things that you can try and find all of them. So yeah, I mean, I definitely think that it's a beautiful music as well. So definitely, and it was not expensive at all. So if you want something to relax to, but at the same time engage your brain a little bit, I definitely suggest that game. Then I've also started Cozy Grove finally. I've been missing, I mean, I played a lot of Animal Crossing 2020, who didn't? But I've been missing that kind of day-to-day task thing. And obviously you can still do that in Animal Crossing, I'm not saying that. It's just sometimes you want something new as well. So Cozy Grove, I log in, just, half an hour to an hour every day, and it's really cozy. And I mean, come on, every game where you can have the option to hug a bear, I mean, I'm all in. So yeah, Cozy Grove has really been a big part of my November. Then I also managed to max out Dreamlight Valley. Like, I know it's not all out yet. They are still developing the game, so it's not officially released yet. But I've reached my max level 40 for my energy levels, and I've opened all of the biomes that you can have so far, and I only have a couple of more characters that I can try and level up to level 10 friendship. So I don't really have much left to do in Dreamlight Valley at the moment, which is really annoying. I should have tried to, stretch that whole part out a little bit, but because I was ill and had nothing to do, that's what I did. I played Dreamlight Valley. And because I also had ended up being bored a lot of the time anyway, even though I've played all of these games, I also bought a bunch of decks that haven't arrived yet, that you will probably see in my December video. I know that I have a big box coming from Krista, because I bought a bunch of decks and collected them at hers, and then she's shipping them to me in a big box. So I have a big box coming in a couple of days from her. And then I also have some other decks that I bought secondhand through various Facebook tarot trading groups. And yeah, but I'm not going to mention what those are yet. I'm just going to show you them when they arrive. I still have a few decks that have come in November that I'm going to show you in a little bit anyway. So, but I also have had a lot of really nice chat conversations with a few other tarot tubers. So I've really been enjoying getting to know everyone a little bit better. And what else? I have also knitted a lot. Unfortunately, not on my sweater. I have knitted on my sweater. I only have like a sleeve left. But for some reason, I wanted to have some little projects in between. So I ended up knitting myself this lovely thick hat. I'm not going to put it on now because I don't want to ruin my hair. But this is like a really, really thick 100% wool. Smells amazing. But my very first hat that I've knitted, and it's super cozy. I love it. At the same time, I took the same yarn, I had a bit left of it, and knitted myself a headband so that I can wear it when I have my hair up like this. So for work, like for example, it's a lot easier to make my hair at home and then go to work, but I don't want to ruin it on my way because we've got winter outside. We need warmth around our ears, so I decided to make this little one as well. And this one was really fun. I got to learn a new stitch. I got to learn this magic happening here with the twisty bit, and I've ended up making a few for gifts as well, that I have made for Christmas gifts and stuff like that. What else? I mean, this is quite a nice segue to all the new crochet bags that are about to be uploaded to the Etsy shop. But, oh, yes, I nearly forgot to say, one thing that I have done this month that I'm super excited about is I have finally learned how to riffle shuffle. Guys, I have learned how to riffle shuffle. Riffle shuffle. I am so excited by this. Andy and Krista will know this so well. I of course mean Andy of Metaphysics Made Easy, and Krista from Crochet Witch Tarot. I've been sending them little videos of me riffle shuffling different decks and being super excited. So I'm sorry. I apologize to them if I have been annoying. But yeah, I am just so stoked. I am so stoked that I can do this, finally do this. I can't do it with all decks. Obviously, it depends on the cardstock. There's a lot of my decks that have too thick a cardstock and too bigger cards for me to be able to do it properly. But I have been shuffling for about half an hour to an hour every evening while I've been watching telly or something, and been really strengthening my fingers and hands, the muscles. I've had achy hands all of November because they've just been working out a lot. So yeah, that's just so exciting. I can't even, like, it's something that I've wanted to do since I was a little kid. And my mum, when we played cards as a family, and my mum knew how to riffle shuffle, and I thought it looked like magic. It was just magical, and I've always wanted to do it. And I don't know if this whole, tarot interest has just kind of lit that fire again, and I was just determined. I've always said that I couldn't riffle shuffle to save my life, but apparently I can. So I'm gonna stop talking about this now because it's not interesting to you. But just you can tell I'm just so incredibly happy about this. And it's so much fun. It's so much fun. Anyway, new bags. I'm gonna take them out from the protective bag I keep them in. Every finished bag I keep in a sealed Ziploc bag to keep them nice and clean and fresh for purchase later. So I am absolutely in love with this yarn that I found that I made these things from, and I've bought several different colors and made bags from the same yarn, and they make just the most luscious looking bags. I am so in love with this yarn. Look at this color. It's like a deep wine burgundy, and it's just, this is also thick enough that it will actually protect the cards a little bit as well, and like protect them from bumps in your bag and stuff like that. Definitely recommend these thicker ones for more protection. And there's another one. I found this dark, luscious green. It's not showing up very well on the camera, what I can see at least. But it's just this camera, this lighting. I can't get it to show up. Maybe that's quite okay. Yeah. This one is my favorite. I'm not even sure I want to sew this one. I also tried my hand at knitting a pouch. So here we have a mini deck or pocket deck sized pouch in that same red yarn, but it's knitted. So you can tell, here's a crochet one with the pattern of that I chose for that one, or made up for that one. And here's a knitted pouch. So you can see it's got the stockinette stitch here. And when you open it up, it's very different in that sense that here we've got a bit of a ribbing, like rib stitch, and yeah, it's different, and I'm so excited that I actually managed to make up a pattern for this, because I couldn't find one online, so I just thought, well, what the heck, I'll just try myself, and I did it. So I'm super excited and a little bit proud actually, because I'm not really a very good knitter, but apparently I can do things. So that's exciting. I can't remember if I made these in October or November, but I'll show them to you anyway. So following on with along the thick yarn pouches. That's another really lovely yarn that I've had in my stash for quite a while, but not really known what to do with it. And here we have a couple of bags, one bigger and one smaller in that yarn. Really lovely, like purples and blues mixed with these warm greens and yellows, and it's quite a unique colorway, to be honest. But anyway, so these will be hitting the shop fairly soon. I've been having a bit of trouble with Etsy lately, and it takes a lot. I don't think I don't think it's very well known how long it takes to actually make a listing, and you know, figure out the correct shipping and stuff like that. It's just a lot. And so, and because I don't really have a computer at home, I only have my iPhone and my iPad, and it's way easier to sort these things out on a computer, so I have to do it at work. And obviously I'll have to try and do it when it's not on my work time. So whenever that's why it takes me so long to put things up on Etsy, because I have to have the time to stay behind after work and do it on my work computer. So it takes about a little while, and I'm sorry about that. It's just, you know, it's the way it is at the moment. Anyway, let's move on to books. I have two books that arrived in November, and the first one I'm going to show you is the Book of Pandas. This is like the big guidebook, special guidebook that goes along with the Way of the Panda Tarot, which I don't have yet, and I believe this book is going to force me to actually buy the deck as well. I force me. I really want the deck, but I haven't gotten it yet. For many reasons. But anyway, this book is super thick and lovely and full of lovely write-ups for each card, and each major has their own corresponding spread as well, which is really exciting. And the guidebook is written in such a lovely way. It's written as if, you know, out of, you know, kind of like describing the panda in the card, and the wisdom that they have to share with you, and that, like, it comes along with a little story about their lives and interests and stuff like that. It's super cute, and I can't wait to dig into it a bit better. And in order to do that, I need to get the baby panda edition, which I really can't wait. I can't wait to get it. So this was the Book of Pandas by Kimberly M. Tan, and oh, so cute. And honestly, I can't not get this, because my friend Andy, she absolutely loves pandas, and she's the one who convinced me that I need this book. and consequently also the deck. And I don't know, whenever I see a panda now, I just think of Andy. So so yes, that's probably a deck you're gonna see coming in the following months, for sure. And then we have the next book, which is just titled Tarot, by Tina Gong, and this one is has the artwork from Tina Gong's deck called the Seventh Sphere, I believe, which is a deck I really wanted a while ago, but I never got it because it was so expensive to get it shipped here to Europe. But the book seems really good. I've heard good things or read good things online. It's made up, hang on, let me try and find a good page for you. So it's made up with a big picture of the card. Then we've got the upright and reversed, like just quick keywords. And then we've got a more in-depth, I'll show you a bit like this. A more in-depth, like interpretation, reflection, and action. And even though I don't read in reverse, with reversals, I do use the reverse meanings, depending on what I'm reading about and in what spread position it comes in. So this book is going to be really, really good. Let's see what it looks like for a minor card. So it's got the exact same amount of information for each minor card as well. So here's a court card. So yeah, I'm really excited about this book. I have not read it yet, like at all, but it's this really lovely, sturdy hardback bound, and it's got this nice rose petal finish on it, so it's got a very nice and tactile feel to it when you're handling it as well. So exciting. All right. Next up, I think we should get into the decks already. But I'm wondering, shall I show you my new decks first, or shall I show you my no, my iPad won't unopen now. There we go. Should I show you my new decks or my most used decks first? Let's go for the new decks. I know you want to see them first. All right, so the first new deck I'm going to show you is the Monsoon Tarot. This is a Kickstarter that I backed. I chose the standard edition. There's my number. And yeah, I was a little bit, I don't know, I shouldn't say disappointed, because I haven't really used the deck yet, so I can't really say. But my first impressions were super pretty artwork. Like, I'm not gonna deny that. They are so gorgeous. But you can see that there is no face. There's just a swirly blob in the face. And there are quite a lot of cards like this. Some of them have these swirly blob faces. Then we've got weird animal people. Then we've got these gorgeous looking things, like these gorgeous cards that are just very evocative and like you get like this feeling inside when you look at them, like this Hierophant. So good. And then we have these blob faces that I don't understand. Were they just too... because the guidebook doesn't go into the blob faces at all. So I don't know if they just are representing the energy of the card or what it is. It's just, I kind of wish that the artwork was a bit more consistent, because we've got, like I said, the blob faces, then we've got cat people and animals, and then we've also have like straight up anime looking people. Like, I feel like they should have just picked a lane and stuck with it. Like, here we've got half a blob face. We've got a nose and a mouth, but no eyes. So I feel like... like here we also have something that looks straight out of, I don't know, Legend, like Zelda Breath of the Wild or some kind of Studio Ghibli film, you know? Same with this one. It's really brilliant. I love this hermit. And the aces are very evocative and like energetic as well. Like, look at this Ace of Fire. It's fantastic. And I love it. But then there's the blob faces, and the blob faces confuse me. And if you have any insight to the blob faces, please let me know, because they confuse me and give me a little bit of pause and make me feel a bit ill at ease, to be honest. Yeah, and then we have these anime characters, the anime people. So I feel like if it would have been all blob faces, all right, then it would have just been the art style. If it would have been all anime style, that would also have been fine. And here we have another cat person in the Temperance. So I'm a bit confused by this deck. It's gorgeous. I love the color scheme, like these pastely, purpley, like violet, dreamy landscapes. Absolutely gorgeous. And the backs, fantastic. But yeah, I do feel it's a little bit all over the place. Love the cardstock. Cardstock is a lovely, flexible, super flexible linen. Gorgeous. No complaints there. But yeah, blob faces. I don't know. All right. That was a mini review all of a sudden. Never mind. Then I also got in the mini Oak Ash and Thorn. The mini Oak Ash and Thorn, you guys. I've been waiting for so long for this. Ever since I got the very first Kickstarter, or the first Kickstarter, the Oak Ash and Thorn Kickstarter. You know what I mean. I reached out to Stephanie the moment I got my first Oak Ash and Thorn, the original Oak Ash and Thorn, in my hands, because the deck was so heavy. It was so thick, or is so thick. I was struggling shuffling it in any way, shape or form. So I contacted her and I said, do you know what? I love your deck to bits, but it hurts my hands to use it. Are you planning on making a smaller pocket version? And she immediately got back to me saying, you know what? I think I will. And now it's finally here, and I'm just so diddy. It's so diddy, and it's like it's just mine. It's my kind of deck. It's so cute. Look, so my little hands. Where do I have a standard the tarot deck size? So this is the Dream Keepers. Should be regular tarot size. So here we go. You see the difference in size, but it still doesn't feel that small. I can't really explain it. It's gorgeous, so gorgeous. And I already showed you that one. I'm so excited I can't even. You know this artwork by now, surely. But still, I'm going to show you. It's just as gorgeous as the original, just smaller and more handy. And I can riffle shuffle this. I've bonded with this one so much this month because I've been able to handle it better, you know. So that's definitely not to be taken for granted. When it comes to creating decks, I think it's so important that you make an accessible deck. I'm going to call it accessible because there are people out there with arthritis or missing fingers or, you know, whatever. And making decks so that they are accessible and handleable, is that a word? Easy to handle for as many as possible, I think is quite important, to be honest, if you want to reach people with your decks. So yeah, I need to show this one more time because my favorite. Love this deck to bits. Love it, love it, love it. All right, next new deck is the Birds Oracle 2. Now this is a little bit sad. About a year or so ago, I saw this deck and I thought, ooh, a Bird Oracle, I want it. But it was the first one, just the Birds Oracle deck it was called. And at that point, I wasn't far enough in my tarot journey to recognize a gorgeous deck, a good deck, when I saw one. I wanted I thought I knew what I wanted. I wanted keywords on my cards. I thought this is not something I can read with. It's just pretty pictures of birds. Little did I know that that's exactly what I want now. And now the first deck, the Birds Oracle deck 1, is completely sold out. And the creator it doesn't look like she's making any more, you guys. And I'm gutted because I've got the second one now and I am so in love with this deck. The guidebook is amazing. The pictures, the artwork is amazing. The cardstock is amazing to riffle shuffle. It's so much fun to shuffle this deck, you guys. And I'm so upset that I probably never will get the first Birds Oracle deck. I want the first one so that I can combine it. This is the backs, by the way. So the first one has dark backs instead of white. But I want the first one so badly. I can't tell you enough. If you have the first Birds Oracle deck and you don't use it or want it, please let me know. Please let me know so that I can have it, so I can get it from you, so I can buy it from you, trade it with you, whatever. I want it so bad, so bad, so bad. So this is kind of like me putting out my intentions in the world. You know, please, Birds deck, or, you know, Birds Oracle deck 1, please come to me. Oh, look at this pheasant. I'm going to stop gushing now, but honestly, this deck and the guidebook, so getting up on top of my best oracles. Love it to bits. All right. Next new deck is brand new by Sonia Lasso, and it's the Rainbow Tarot. Now, I've already done a walkthrough, a first impressions walkthrough of this on my channel. So you can find that down below. I was unable to shuffle that deck. So I've trimmed off the gilding. The gilding was so pretty and I feel really badly for trimming it off. And especially since it's not made it much easier for me to shuffle this deck. So I think I'm going to have to cut it even more and cut away this star down to about there, maybe. This is a really cool deck, you guys. I love these colors. And the facial expressions are interesting as well. And yeah, super pretty deck. And honestly, you guys, I kind of regret trimming off the gilding already. So yeah, but I'm going to trim it even more, just so that I can at least get the benefits of my trim without the gilding, because at the moment I'm feeling a little bit miffed that I did that. But I think once I've trimmed it so that it's shorter, it's going to be a lot nicer for me to handle, and I will be able to handle it a lot easier, and then at least it won't be that bad that I've trimmed off the gilding. The gorgeous holographic rainbow gilding on this gorgeous backs. Look at those backs. Oh, anyway, if you want to see the whole deck, there is a long first impressions walkthrough on my in my channel. So one more deck I'm going to show you, and I think this one might have actually arrived in October, but I forgot to include it. I don't know why, but I think maybe I didn't include it because I already have this deck in a different version. But I realized the error of my ways, because I needed to show you this deck, and it's the linen edition of the Gentle Tarot. This shuffle is amazing, you guys. I love it so much. And I love this copy even more because this one was gifted to me by Mari herself. So I'm feeling super grateful to have this deck in my life. And the big full guidebook is on its way to me finally. I managed to get a hold of it here in Europe, and I am honestly just so in love with this deck. So in love with this deck. And especially in the linen version, because the original version, the big one with the golden edges, was a bit difficult for me to handle, just like the Oak Ash and Thorn. So now with this linen version, I've been able to handle it and shuffle it and just play with it a lot more. And I am finally starting to bond with this deck. Oh. So yeah, and this is going to be a nice segue into my most used decks this month, which includes this one. The Gentle Tarot has been one of my go-to decks this month, and I honestly can't sing its praises enough. Another deck I've used a lot this month is the Roots and Wings Oracle, the mini pocket version. This one was generously gifted to me loads of months ago now by Krista. And this little gem of a deck is the deck that I did my first riffle shuffle on and bridge. So this deck has a lot of sentimental meaning to me now, because it's it's the one deck that taught me the riffle shuffle. And it's just so fun to riffle shuffle as well. It's tiny, it's got rose petal. I honestly hated rose petal. I hated rose petal until I learned how to riffle shuffle. And now it's like one of my favorites to riffle shuffle. Just because it's so soft. It's so soft, you guys. Anyway, the Roots and Wings have been my most riffled deck for sure, but also I've used it a lot. But the thing is that this deck has only been given me basically 2 cards all month, and it's been this one. It's on my altar. Sorry for reaching. Passage, which speaks to moving on from loss and finding your way again, and it's just been very potent. And this card, I just keep pulling it over and over again. No matter how much I shuffle and then cut the deck and then spread it out and like pull it randomly, this is the card that keeps coming up, which is really poignant. Poignant? How do you say that word? Poignant. It's very important and on the nose for what I've been going through this year, and especially in October and November. So this one is still on my altar, and it's going to stay there till the end of the year at least. So that was the Roots and Wings. Sorry about my voice suddenly croaking. All right, the next deck I've been using a lot is the Woodland Wardens. This is a really gorgeous deck. I have talked about it before a lot. I've trimmed my copy. It had like twice the white border on it, but I trimmed it down to a much smaller white border. I have considered trimming it all the way off, as in taking off all the white border, all of this black inner border, and then also trimming it down to the actual artwork here on the top, and just leaving this and the artwork, because I don't use these Roman numerals anyway when trying to find the deck or the card in the guidebook, because, and I'm going to show you, I'm a librarian, okay? I can read Roman numerals to a certain point, but when we start getting, you know, long enough sequences like this, can you see that? Or, you know, it's just, I just shut my brain off. I don't want to sit and calculate it. So when I look through the guidebook, I flip through it in a way so that I see the pictures of the cards in the guidebook, and that's how I find it easiest. But yes, this deck is, did I show you these ones already? Sorry. One of my absolute favorites. I love this deck so much. It's got gorgeous artwork by Jessica Rue. God, this snail card is everything. And it's yeah, I can't get enough of it. And also, I'm about to eat my own words. When I did the first impressions of this deck, I complained about the cardstock a lot. I said it was very thin and flimsy, and some of the cards were already damaged when they arrived. So fair enough. I think that's a fair enough thing to say, that if cards are damaged when they already arrive to you, it's a bad thing. But since I started riffle shuffling, this is one of my favorite decks to shuffle nowadays. It is So soft and bendy. It just gives one of the best shuffles. So love this deck to bits. And also the guidebook is fantastic. I often use this deck in that sense, in that way, that I pull a card first, and then I read the little entry, and then I look at these journal prompts, and based on the journal prompts I create card spread positions for my tarot deck that I've chosen to work with. So I pull a card from this, read the thing, and use these journal prompts for card spread positions. And I feel that way of working with this deck has just opened it up completely. It gives you such good readings, and you don't really even have to have a specific question or issue or anything. It just gives you more of a reason to work with your cards, like you can, through the questions in the guidebook, just explore how you feel about certain things and how whereabouts your energy about certain aspects of life are at that point in time, you know. So it's a really love it so much. All right, another deck I've been using a lot is the Greenwich Tarot. This is quickly becoming one of my absolute favorite tarot decks. I have edged mine in green to match the backs, and yeah, I just can't thank Andy and Krista enough for forcing me to getting this deck, or forcing me, but they convinced me to get this deck. It's so cozy, it's so pretty, and I love that it's got a plant and an animal on every card. So it's got the plant energy and animal energy and people energy in the same card, in each and every card, and it's combining so many of everything that I want in a deck, that it's just quickly becoming a huge favorite. Another favorite this month that has given me some really cool readings is my trimmed mass market Anna K tarot. So I've trimmed and edged mine in this matching, like what shall I call it, like wheat yellow maybe, and it's you've probably all seen the Anna K by now, haven't you? But I've trimmed mine down to just the artwork and the titles, and this one is now just like a shuffle dream. I love shuffling this deck so much. I mean, I'm not gonna lie. I have issue with some of the cards, but most of them I absolutely adore, and I love the quirkiness of these people. I love the earthiness of them. I love how relatable they are. I mean, they're all a little bit stocky. They're all a little bit ugly, and I love that. I mean, we're all humans. None of us are perfect, and I feel like a lot of the decks with people in them, I can't connect to them because the people are just too pretty. I mean, nobody looks like that. They're all perfect skin, perfect proportions, you know, no fats or lumps anywhere. I love these people. They've got weird hair and they look like people you might know in real life. And I just I mean, fair enough. The artwork isn't, you know, like the proportions aren't always good in a way, like in the sense of looking realistic. But I just, there's something magical about this deck, and I can't stop using it. I also have the indie version, but I actually prefer shuffling this mass market version. This page. Adore. This bride, I feel like she's a bride. This bride looks so happy dancing there. I love it. Anyway, I'm not gonna go through the whole deck, even though that would be also fun. So that was the Anna K. And I think, hang on, am I missing one now? I missed a new deck. I'll show you the last the last one of my most used decks, and then I'll show you the last new deck that I completely forgot, because I forgot to bring it over here next to me. It's over there on the sofa where I like to sit and pull a card from it each evening. So actually I've been using that one a lot as well. So it can be in both categories. All right. This deck, look at these gorgeous bags. This is the Mara Lune Tarot, but spelled Lunne. Gorgeous deck. Favorite, super favorite this month. And I'm going to continue using it throughout December. I think it's been giving me so much life, this deck. I've been pulling a card from this deck almost every day. This is a deck that I was gifted. No, I traded with Andy. And I believe this is the US Games edition. No, not US Games, sorry. Make Playing Cards version. She's got, the creator of this deck has got this deck up for sale on Make Playing Cards and on Game Crafters. And I really love this deck, and the Make Playing Cards cardstock is actually not that bad. I really like it. But the Game Crafters edition is on linen cardstock. So I can't believe I'm about to say this. I am very, very tempted to also get the linen version, but I know that I will probably end up just using this one anyway, because I've bonded so much with this deck, and it's special because it's been Andy's deck before it was my deck. So I feel like it's got Andy energy inside of it, and together with working with this deck, I've also been using Andy's like special roll-on essential oils blends. I've been using these so much this month, especially the Anti-Overwhelm Uplift blend and the Boundaries Release Negativity blend. They've been helping me a lot during my sick month, and love them so much. They smell amazing. But this Mara Lune, have I even done a walkthrough, a first impressions of this yet? I don't think so. No, I haven't. Shame on me. But like I said, I've been ill. It's like I almost tear up looking at this deck. Just every single card is so soft and lovely, and I love this deck to bits. So yeah, definitely a huge favorite this month, and like overall, I think. Anyway, we have one more deck to show that it's both new and a favorite this month. So hang on while I get that. I'm back with the Song of the Grandmothers. So this is the Kickstarter that finally came in. Now this deck and I have a bit of a backstory, and I'm not going to bore you to death with it. I'm just going to quickly say that that Krista from Crochet Witch Tarot has been pulling me cards from the original Grandmother's deck quite regularly, I want to say, for the last, or ever since we've known each other, to be honest. I have been craving this deck, the original deck, for so long. It was a deck that really spoke to me in so many ways. So when I found out that Cara Simons was pairing up with Mari in the Sky to make a new version of this deck, let me tell you, I nearly cried. So this deck has become something super special to me. I still kind of want the original, because that one really makes me feel connected to the grandmother energy, because it just reminds me of my own grandmother, and how she used to like collect little like newspaper clippings and postcards with pretty pictures of animals and stuff like that. So the original grandmother deck, I really want it, but it's sold out and out of print, and it's not coming back, is it? So yeah, I probably will never get that deck. So I'll have to make do with this. Well, make do, come on, this is a gorgeous deck, and I'm so excited to have it. And like I said earlier, I've been pulling a card and reading the guidebook nearly every evening, just to get some perspective and some beautiful, calming, grandmotherly advice in the end of the evenings. And it's been a really beautiful practice, actually. So yeah, that was the decks, the new decks, and my most used decks for this month. Is there anything else that I had planned on sharing with you? Let's have a look. Well, the only other thing that I wanted to say and show you is because I've been ill. I've also been, like I said, I've been doing a lot of sitting still. But that doesn't mean I haven't been creative. Like I said, I've been knitting things, I've been watching things, and I have been doing a lot more of my Procreate art. And now I was struggling deciding whether to show you any of this or not, because I'm not sure if it's going to end up or pan out to become anything at all. But I've been, as a part of my tarot exploring and studying and everything, I've been connecting with each card by making my own version of like an animal tarot deck. So I've got an idea, and it's like got a few cards done already, and I wasn't going to share this with anyone, really, but then again, I mean, just by showing it doesn't mean that I'm signing any contract anywhere, does it? So I've been, like I said, I've been playing around and trying to find my style. I don't know if this is still my style or not, or whatever, or if this is just the style of this specific journey that I'm doing right now. But I've been thinking about tarot, and I've been thinking about animal decks, and how the different energies relate to different animals. And long story short, I've been making some cards from the major arcana and a couple planned for some minors as well. And I've made a few cards, and if you're interested, then I'll show you some of them here now while I'm talking. So yeah, what can I say? I started out thinking about wanting to do more art, really, more tarot art. And like I said, I've been thinking about what kind of animals would go with which energy of the tarot cards, and I wanted to try and find animal, like I've been finding reference pictures from copyright-free stock photos, and been trying to find animal scenarios in the, like, where the animals are just acting themselves and doing their thing, you know, that reminds me of different cards. So I found this lovely picture of a squirrel about to leap off of a tree, and immediately I felt, ooh, this is full energy right here. And then I decided to make that into a card just for fun, and I loved it so much that I just continued. And then I started thinking, what kind of animal would be best for, like, the hermit? And then I thought, lynx, definitely. They're so difficult to find and see because they're such hermits. They are traveling and living alone, and they really have the skill of you know, laying low and hiding, and they're very quiet. And lynxes are just so hermit energy for me. So I decided to try my hand at a hermit card, and yeah, and then it just followed on from there. And I have a few cards now, and I'll show you one more, which this is my oh, I have a hard time knowing if I'm gonna show you all of my cards or just one or two or three. Anyway, this is the High Priestess, which is a picture I stumbled across, and it just screamed High Priestess. So I decided to turn it into, like, to take it as a reference and create this artwork from that reference picture. And yeah, I'm really liking this process that I'm doing. You can tell I'm a little bit uncomfortable right now, surely. I don't know why I'm so nervous about showing you these, because I've shown them to Andy and Krista, and they think they're amazing. And I mean, I know they look really pretty, but for some reason they feel really personal. And I hesitate to show them because I don't want to create this pressure on me that I now need to finish this deck. Because this is mostly more, it has been so far mostly for my own benefit to explore different cards and yeah, having something to do to get my head out of my brain. That sounded so weird, but anyway, I'm dragging this out now, and we are over an hour long into this video now, and I'm babbling. I can feel myself babbling. So I'm gonna cut this off here. This was a very awkward ending to the video. I feel really self-conscious when it comes to these these creations of mine, and I feel really odd showing them off, especially since they've been something very private to me. And I have hopes of it eventually turning into a tarot deck, but I know myself, and I know that after I have done a few more cards, eventually it's gonna take a lot of persistence from my part to finish this. So no promises, just showing you some art that I've done, having fun on my iPad. So enough of that now. Thank you so much for watching. It's always a joy to me to sit down and reflect over my past month, and it's a joy to me that anyone is interested at all. So I thank you so much for listening to my ramblings, my very unstructured ramblings sometimes. I really didn't think I had anything to talk about this month because I've been ill and felt like I hadn't done much other than sit at home. But clearly we had some stuff to talk about. So here we go. Thank you so much for watching again, and please take care of yourselves and be well, my friends, and I'll see you